Good morning and welcome to 20MinHop. Today we are going to be flying from Perry, Oklahoma up to Ponca City, Oklahoma for a 22-mile flight estimated at 8 minutes en route in the A36 Bonanza. And we are on the ramp in Perry. We are full of fuel and we are ready to go. So without further ado, I'm going to get started here. And hope you enjoy the flight. Thanks. Alright, looking at our lower instrument panel. Get that first page of the checklist up here. Alright, cowl flaps are open, prop is full, mixture rich, throttle at idle, seatbelts position and lock, seatbelts shoulder harness fastened, parking brake set. All avionics electrical are off. The circuit breakers are in. Landing gear handle is down. Flaps are up. Cowl flaps up. Light switches are off. Electrical elevator trim switch is off. Fuel selector valve in the all position. The checklist says to check operation of the fuel selector switch, but I'm going to just keep it in the all position. I have found the fuel selector to be a little bit quirky in the A36. Since it's set to all, I'm just going to keep it at all. We got 80 gallons of fuel on board. When we get to Ponca City, going to check to see that we had fuel feed from both tanks. So yesterday, that was the plan, to do that, and then taxiing to the ramp. I taxied through the fuel box on the airport, and it auto-filled our fuel tanks. So I was able to verify that. So today I'm going to verify that when we get to Ponca City. Fuel quantity and our fuel indicators are showing full. Before starting engine checklist complete. Starting engine checklist. Battery switch on. Get on. Mixture full rich. Propeller high. Throttle full open. Got fuel flow on the fuel indicator. Quarter-inch. Making the switch to start. Clear prop. Avionics are on. Start time 7:45. We don't have weather, so we're going to just taxi out to the runway 17. That's what the winds are favoring up in Ponca City this morning. And it's such a short flight, we're going to expect that the winds are going to be the same here. 2.35 to 2.8. Okay. COM2 is set. I'm setting my radios right now. In my home cockpit, I have GoFlight modules, and that's down in the computer specs, so I can actually set my radios with my hands. I don't have to select my radios up on the simulated panel, which is very nice. CTAFs 1, 2, 3. All right, got our avionics on here. After starting checklist complete. Alright, we'll taxi out here. Clear on the right. Ooh. Clear on the right and clear on the left. SOC is showing 1117. And I have to bring up my flight plan. So once we get to the line up and wait wheel, or not line up and wait, but we get to the whole short line, I'll bring up the flight plan. Runway here, I'm going to 422, a big yellow X on it, showing that it's no longer in operation. Too bad that that's the case, but it can be expensive for a small community to manage a large airport, and when you don't have winds favoring that direction all that much, not really a point to keep it open as a runway. So
approaching runway 17.
alright, I'm camp the nose of the aircraft just slightly more so we can just get a nice view of the final here. Very nice, that's good. Alright. Throttle 1000, taxi light off, get our flight plan. Alright, there we go, lickety split. So we're going 3000. And just because it gives us 2,000 feet of ground clearance, will be 3,000 MSL, about 2,000 AGL, and the VFR altitudes start at 2,500 AGL. So that way we don't have to be flying at 2,000 plus 500 or 3,000 plus 500. We can just fly that straight 3,000 because 3,000, yeah, we're only 2,000 AGL. On a longer trip, then I like to fly 8,000 or higher, just to give separation for anybody that is out doing little short hops. Less traffic at those higher altitudes, especially among general aviation pilots that don't fly very much, that are just out for sightseeing. So it's a little bit safer to be at that altitude, and you get better radar coverage. ATC can identify you easier too as radar traffic at a higher altitude, because you have better line of sight to the radar station. So all right, without further ado, we'll do our before takeoff checklist here, and we'll get on the way. Alright, brakes set, parking brake set, radios check, engine instruments check, in the green. Flight instruments check. All enunciator lights are extinguished. We'll do a run up today. There's 1700, checking the propeller. Check. Alright. And so just slight drop, I didn't even notice it. So for magnetos, we're looking for a variance should not exceed 50 RPM. Maximum drop should not exceed 150 RPM. So that was, we're looking right at the RPMs there, and didn't see really any drop. Alright, trim set. Going to be 6 degrees up. Just me and the airplane. Actually bring it back to. I didn't write this checklist very well. Or maybe this is the actual Bonanza checklist and it's not written very well. Alright. Where's Barrow? Back to 1,000. Six up. Flaps up. They are good on the right, and they are good on the left. These are full ridge. Brakes release. Let's check. Alright, takeoff power will be 2700, rotating at 70 knots. Once we're airborne, landing gear up. We'll bring the propeller back to 25 RPM, 2500 RPM, and 25 inches of manifold pressure, and then we'll climb at 109 knots up to 3000. Okay. Make sure we got, we're on count 2, and Perry is set. Perry traffic, Bonanza 909 Tango runway 17 for departure to the north, Perry. Okay. All right, let's roll. Airspeed's alive, engine instruments in the green. And pardon that. Rear control is a little bit inoperative there. Gear up. So something in the last episode I said was that I need to go in and adjust my sensitivity on my rudders, and I did not do that since the last flight. So that is what contributed to that slight runway deviation there. I was putting in my rudder control, and I do not have enough authority the way that I set my rudders. So it's always embarrassing when these little things happen, but we're in the simulator and we can get over that. Paratraffic Bonanza 9092 Tango will depart the pattern from the downwind northeast bound Perry. On 3,000, 20 to go. There's 3,000. Wow. It's a little bit more natural where altimeter would be on the HUD, on the MFD.
Destination ASOS is 134.075.
So I switched monitors last night, and I have a TCL 43-inch flat screen for one of my displays, and then a Dell 19-inch flat screen. And I had the Dell on top and the TCL on the bottom. And I decided I wanted to try out and see what it would be like to have the big screen on top, and I'm really liking it. It might make where my eyes are pointing seem different than the previous 4 videos. Ponca City ahead of us. Still about 15 miles away still. But we can get the weather going here.
Kilo, Papa, November, Charlie, automated weather observation, 1304 Zulu. Wind 166 at 8. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 21 Celsius. Altimeter 2989er. Kilo, Papa, November, Charlie, automated weather observation, 1304 Zulu. Wind 166 at 8. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 21 Celsius. Altimeter 2989er. Kilo, Papa, November, Charlie, automated weather observation, 1304 Zulu. Wind 166 at 8. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 21 Celsius. Altimeter 2989er. Kilo, Papa, November, Charlie, automated weather observation, 1304 Zulu. Wind 166 at 8. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 21 Celsius. Altimeter 2989er. Kilo, Papa, November, Charlie, automated weather observation, 1304 Zulu. Wind 166 at 8. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 21 Celsius. Altimeter 2989er. Kilo, Papa, November, Charlie, automated weather observation, 1304 Zulu. Wind 166 at 8. Visibility greater than 2.
Sorry about that. How many times do we need to listen to the weather? Alright, so I'm descending down to 2,000 right now. The field elevation for Ponca City is 1,008, so our traffic pattern will be 2,000. The orientation of the field, we're currently flying 350, so this will be setting up very easy for the 45 to the right downwind for runway 17. They do use right traffic at Ponca City, so that's what where we're at right now, and we're going to start getting our turn going now to start that 45-degree angle and get back on for-flight map here. And give me a traffic call. Ponca City traffic, Bonanza 9092 Tango on a 4-mile 45 for 17, and we are 4 miles to the southwest at 2,300 Ponca City.
Papa, November, Charlie. Kilo, Papa, November, Charlie. Traffic, November, 9092 Tango, is 4 miles southwest, 2,200, south land. Runway 17.
Ponca City traffic, Bonanza 9092 Tango, right downwind, runway 17, full stop, Ponca City. Before landing, check the seat belts, shoulder harness fastened, fuel selectors on both cowl flaps as required, air open, mixture full rich, landing gear will wait till, actually you can go for landing gear now. Landing and taxi lights are on. Power back. Full flaps.
Five hundred.
500. Ponca City traffic, Bonanza 92 Tango, right base, runway 17, full stop, Ponca City. Landing gears down. Three greens. Scenery complexity is definitely wreaking a little bit of havoc here on my frame rates. park right over here on the ramp. Right in front of us is the Ponca City terminal. They used to have air service here. Lived in Oklahoma from 2000 to 2004, and at that time they still had essential air service carrier flying in here with Beech 1900s or something like that. But since then that has ceased. The only major thing that's happening in the airport these days is a great Mexican restaurant called Enrique's, and you can see those people sitting out there on the patio, and that's Enrique's right there. So all right, lights. Flaps are up, cowl flaps are open. Something else that goes down at Ponca City every first Saturday of the month. I don't know if it's going on now because of coronavirus, but they have a outstanding breakfast buffet, a fly-in breakfast buffet. You can fly in or drive in, and hopefully winds will be favoring departure, and we taxi past that building tomorrow on our departure from Ponca City, and I'll point it out. But really, really excellent breakfast, and all the proceeds go to their foundation that supports aviation education, and they have a flying camp at Ponca City Airport. So it's a pretty cool thing for kids, and a great way to support the community there. So and we're going to just try this here. This is GSX, and let us see how it works here for me coming in. So I'm just going to go parking 2. We'll just do the follow me truck, sure. Truck's going to be here in a minute and 20 seconds. There he is. Not really that realistic, and not knowing where my parking spots are here at Ponca City. There is a marshaller out there waiting for me. So the building I was talking about there is directly, slightly right off the nose to the left. It's that kind of dark tan building with the gray roof, and that's where they have the breakfast. Sorry guys, it was not your fault, it's mine. Oh, you see me cut in. Alright. Got to wait off. 22. I like that flight time. I am going to start setting it as soon as I start the engine though, and taxi up, and then get my hacks that way. But all right, let's shut down. And of course, I do have that there though too. So, so in ForeFlight, there's a timer, and so I've got that, and then I've got that timer there. So between the two, yeah, and then the yoke has the chronometer on it as well. So definitely, again, why we do 20 minutes a day to make the next flight better. So next flight, that's what I'm thinking about, is my accurate timekeeping. Okay. All right. Well, let's get the engine shut down, and then we can wrap things up here. All right. Electrical are off. AVAX master switch off. Battery master switch off and beacon off. So for our next flight, we'll be flying to Pawhuska. It's just another, I don't know the distance to Pawhuska. I don't have it on hand at this moment. It's not very far from Ponca City, only I think 19 miles. And if you know anything about Food Channel, Food Network, Country Living, can't remember what she's on, but the Pioneer Woman, her restaurant is there in Pawhuska. So that's a cool thing about flying into Pawhuska, is you're very close to the Pioneer Woman Mercantile, and it's a really great restaurant. For the 20-minute flight, I am Sean. Thanks for flying. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If it helped you in any way, or you think somebody else might like it, please share it. And as always, subscribe. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the next one.